folks, welcome back to Delboy's Garage. Right, tonight I'm going to have a little bit more fun with Project Damage. Battery boxes going in and a couple of braces across the back. Fortunately, I've still got these great shop fit thingamabobs. I've got 4 of these left out of about 30. I used the others to do the trailer of Doom. So one is very simply going to go across there with the ends trimmed off so that it braces that top section and welded to the bottom ones for extra strength, and the final one will go across the back when that's trimmed down and the box will sit between. You will see. But the first thing I've got to do before anything else is grind off the shiny. Too much shiny. Not because I don't want it shiny, because it will get painted black, but the black won't stick to chrome and you can't sand it off with sandpaper. So I've got to get the old disc sander and get all the chrome off these and then cut the ends off so they're the correct size and do some prep. So there you go. Stick around, stay tuned. Right, so there we are. That's the chrome off. And all I've got to do now... Oh, and before anyone says you should be grinding in proper hobnail boots, Dan Bethel grinds in open sandals. He does. A man who wears sandals.
So there.
So there we are. That's all the chrome removed. I'm just going to lock the ends off now so that they're ready and the correct size to get welded in there. These are obviously box section. So... good old fashioned method as always. Right, that section is just going to go in, just a little brace piece, but because it's box section, that will give it extra strength. I'll just weld it all the way around, and then the battery box, as y'all see, will sit on that. Go. Always mark it, dudes. Right, that's it. Just take the hose off. Right, that's where that will go, but the next thing I've got to shorten these. This is where I cut these proud. I just want to cut a really nice, delicate, exact cut on the back of these. Right. Okay. Now that's going to be tidied up. I'll keep it. Clink. Okay, so that will be the butt back end. It's your butt back end, boy. That is just long enough. Right, take the end off. Okay. Alright, that'll get ground to shape. And that will be the back piece. Right. Okay. There we are. Basically grindage and mess and fuss, sparkage. I've got, and I do like my hand tools, do like a good hacksaw. That's got to go in there, one's got to go in there. That'll make the frame and the battery box will drop in. So let's just tack it together. Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And one more time.
Yeah.
Right. That's the first ones. The first tackage. Just tacked in place. Now that gives a perch for the battery box and obviously a front for it to sit up against, so it kind of sits in there. Now I just need literally one across the back. I thought about drilling this and plug welding it from the inside, but I don't think it's necessary because I just don't think you're going to need to. I can weld it along the top there, that's fine. And that gives me all the strength it's going to need and a little tiny bit of tip forward. You ready?
Yep.
It's popping like that because it's going, it's kind of echoing down a hollow tube which will be sealed up in a minute once I've welded around it. Got a big leery tack on each side. Right, bend you over. Okay, now we're about to kind of enter that stage. Grab a pen. Enter that stage now when really all I've got to do is focus on, just wanted to show you that, just getting that angle or the, where are we, finger, paralleliness correct there with the gusset up the top and come down further. That one is parallel with the gusset, that one's parallel with the gusset, and they're parallel with each other, so tacked in place for now and doing their job. They are going to hold it. Hopefully I should be able to drop the box in there nicely. Shall we have a go? Mm-hmm. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Shall I take my fancy hat off? That's cool.
You still got it on.
Oh. There you go. This is just a mess. So is the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Here we go. Now, thankfully, that's a nice tight fit. Excellent. That's just where that thicker on the front. I'll just grind that back a bit and that will fit in there neatly. There we are.
Yay.
How's that? What do you reckon, Pen?
Cool.
Strong. Now all I've got to do from this point on is weld all this up now, to be honest. Just weld it up, tack it, go side to side each time so it doesn't distort or twist. Doesn't really need the cross brace in there because these braces are in holding it quite well, but it does need to be done symmetrically in my view, purely because if you start welding on that loads of heat one side, the other side's not very strongly held, it will ping out. So I shall just work my way around it and start building up the strength. But for now, that's pretty much in. I'll do it in a minute. So there we go. Let's tack it up. Okay, eyes, baby.
Yep.
Just tacking the box in. Right, now battery box in place. Right, so it's in. That's now solid. The whole thing is solid. It is ugly. The weld's just everything is solid. You're not, when you do this, you're not trying to beat them out. What you're trying to do is listen to them. If you hit something that's metallic and it's solidly against something else, it makes a thud. If it's loose and it's free, it makes a ding or a crack. It's a different sound. So all you're listening for is that they're all the same. That's the box ringing. There's no area that's not solid, so the whole thing is now absolutely solid. The battery will now fit very neatly in there, and I want to leave room down the side for, there's one of the electrics boxes, I think it's that one. That one there is going to go down the side of the electrics battery. So a few things really to sort out, but this is just fabrication of steel at the minute. That's a box big enough for the battery. Oddly enough, welding it in, as you can see, have a look underneath. Underneath there, that's completely straight. It's lifted up slightly one side, but that's purely because the box just slightly distorted. When the box went in, I just tacked it on four corners because it's obviously only sheet metal, and you can see there's a little bit of flex there. So what I'm going to do is put a frame. I'm not going to bother showing you it, but I'll just take some of that, and I think what I'm going to do is make a lid or around the top of it, just cut the bottom out, so that's effectively kind of like that, and it will go over, and I shall strengthen that up. Now, the next thing really isn't worth showing. This is going to be my best friend for a few weeks now, or for a few days rather, because in the welds, what I want to do like that is get into all the welds with the rat file and just even them round so they're nice and smooth and dressed, because I really want to show this off. I want to bring the tail unit to the top and stop it there. The tail unit's not going to cover up this lower section, so these are all going to show, so I'm going to obviously take the time. Now, watching somebody file is about as interesting as watching paint dry, so I'm not going to film that. I'm not going to make a big issue of that. I'm just going to get this filed out and get some primer on it, and once it's in primer, then I can start putting the electrics in and move on to the next thing, which will be the tail piece itself. The tail piece itself, the actual tail unit, is going to be pretty cool. I've got some great ideas using thin 3/16 rod and fiberglass sheet mat, which I've got from a great friend Jeff. All stuff that's donated or stuff that I'm finding in the scrap. I've got to get some steel rod first, so I'll go over the scrap on Sunday and whip it. So you go with the tip and find something like a fence or a gate or something that's got some nice sort of 3/16 rod in that we can utilise. But there we are, that's all for now. This is going to get a lot more filing, a lot more dressing and finessing so it looks nice, and then it will get a coat of primer, and then it will be finished in the sense of moving on to the next thing. So there we go. Thanks for tuning in to Delboy's Garage. This has been number 8. Is it number 8? Yeah, number 8 I think. Take it easy, ride safe. See you next time.